So, since I posted my video about Project Cartographer for Halo 2 PC, I've had a fair few questions and comments from people asking how to go about installing it, how to set it up, and how to get playing. Now, while there is a guide in the way of a forum post and a small guide on h2v.online, I'm going to be giving you guys a more in-depth, more long-form guide, showing exactly how to install, set up, and play Project Cartographer. There is a video guide on their site, albeit it's 2 minutes long, contains no voiceover, and is basically just a sped up version of somebody installing the software for themselves. So for those of you who aren't so technically inclined with a PC, and don't really know the ins and outs of installing software and other bits and bobs, hopefully this guide will lend you a hand. So let's get into it. Now first off, there's going to be a couple of things you need to get a hold of. One is of course a copy of Halo 2 Vista. There is a forum post that I will post a link to in the description below that has a link to the ISO. I'm not going to directly post a link to the ISO because that's not what I'm about. I'm not about piracy and things, but you do not need a Games for Windows Live key to play Project Cartographer. The second thing you're going to need is the launcher file, which you can get from the Project Cartographer website. Again, will be linked in the description, but that is h2v.online. And while you're on h2v.online, I'd recommend signing up for an account, as you'll need to put it into the launcher once you've downloaded and installed it. Now once you have both of these downloaded, you need to go ahead and install Halo 2, and for those of you that haven't used an ISO before, you can extract the ISO to its raw files with something like WinRAR or 7-zip. Though if you don't have either of these, but you do have Windows 10, I can only confirm this for Windows 10, I'm not sure about Windows 7, 8 or 8.1, but you can mount the ISO directly to a virtual drive. This will allow you to basically pretend that the ISO is a DVD in a DVD drive, and access the files and run any executables that way. Now once you've either unzipped or mounted the ISO file, you'll be greeted with a whole bunch of files and folders, and what you want to do from there is scroll down until you see an application called Startup. And once you run that, you'll get a more Halo looking window, with a bunch of big buttons, install, customize, that sort of thing. Now my recommendation would be to choose Customize Game Install, as it allows you to choose where on your hard drive or hard drives you wish to install Halo 2 to. For example, I have an SSD that I keep for games, so I installed it there, though in this case it's installed just to the C drive as the virtual machine only has one drive. It also allows you to choose the state the game will be in whilst it's installing, and for this one your best case is to choose Full Install Do Not Play. This is just to ensure that everything plays nice while installing. Now you may get some pop-ups with compatibility issues, just ignore all these for now. One of the points of the Project Cartographer system is to ensure the game runs on modern operating systems, such as Windows 8.1 and Windows 10. So, partway through the install, you're going to get an activation dialog. It's going to ask you whether you want to activate the game or whether you don't want to activate the game. And as per the instructions in the forum post or the install guide, you want to click No, I don't want to activate, as that will prompt you for a Games for Windows Live key for the game. And Project Cartographer's main goal was to remove the Games for Windows Live component from Halo 2. After this dialog, the game will continue its installation, and once that installation is complete, the window will disappear, and a new window will pop up saying that the installation has been successfully completed. Once this is done, you can close that window, and now you need to move on to the launcher. Now, as I said earlier, the launcher is a single file that comes packaged in a zip file. So the first thing you need to do is unzip the zip file, or extract the zip file, to get the exe file out. Once you've done this, pop it in a folder somewhere that you've got open, and then go to your installation directory. Now if you changed it at the start when selecting custom installation, go to wherever you changed it to. If not, it should be under C, Program Files x86, and then Microsoft Games. You'll see Halo 2, and inside that folder will be all the Halo 2 files. Now you need to copy the h2launcher.exe from the extracted folder into this directory, the one with halo2.exe in it. And once that's done, I recommend creating a shortcut to your desktop or somewhere else where you keep your shortcuts, as this is the exe file that you'll need to launch the game when you want to play. Once this is done, you can double click the exe and it will load up the launcher. It may take a while to do some updates at first, because it'll have to 1. Update Halo 2 to the latest patch, as the ISO is not on the latest patch. And it will also update the launcher, grabbing any extra files it needs, like the custom xlive.dll that it uses for its custom multiplayer components. Once this is done, you'll know because it will say Project Cartographer is up to date in the bottom right hand corner where all the updates are happening. You can click the login button, and now you can sign in with the username and password you created on the website earlier. And once that's done, you're able to click play. Now, under the settings, there are some options for changing which monitor the game will display on and things, so if you only have a single monitor, you don't need to worry. The game will initially launch in a window, but once you've created a user account in the game, I suggest making it the same username as the username you signed up with, just for continuity's sake. You can go into the game settings and change them there. You'll know that Project Cartographer is correctly installed if you see Master Connection Connected in green at the top of the window. This lets you know that both it's installed correctly and that the Project Cartographer system has connected to its servers, which means you'll be able to create and join servers for other people who are using Project Cartographer to play. With that, Halo 2 Project Cartographer is installed, set up and ready to go, and I hope to see you guys playing it soon. If you've got this far, thank you very much for watching. If you have any criticisms with the guide, or any improvements, or any things I should add, let me know in the comment section down below. And remember, stay classy.